So we're gonna learn a little shtickle more about the Siddur, understand the Makedes and the timing for different brachas we say in the morning by Birchas Hashachar. There's most of the brachas we say in the morning comes from the Gemara in Brachas, Daf Samach Hamad Beis. And it seems like from the Gemara there that as they wake up, each bracha that came up, they'll make that bracha as it became applicable.
The natural progression of the day, not like us mehakt up as some brachas.
It wasn't like a tough, like a.
When you did this,
you're not coming off one after another.
As you did it.
Yeah.
It's like the first Maramak, and the Gemara goes through all the brachas.
They didn't have phones in those times,
What does that have to do with phones?
The first Maramak in the bracha, the Gemara goes through all the different brachas. The Gemara says, "Ki misar imer lekayne shama." When you wake up, you say lekayne shama. Ki shama kar tarnagoyla. When you hear the rooster, leima baruch shashanasan, nasach vibina lahachim bin vein leila.
Mit der Phone zum Country. Mit der Phone zum Country.
Ki pasach eine. When you open your eyes, leima baruch bekech ivrim. The baruch that you're able to see. Ki taritz when you get up, v'yasiv and you sit. Leima baruch matir asurim. The whole night you were like locked up. You couldn't move. Now you can move. Ki lavash when you put on clothes. Leima baruch mal bisharumim. Ki zakif when you stand up. Leima baruch zikiv kafufim. Ki nachis a'ara when you put your feet down on the ground. Leima baruch rekeh aras amleim. The Ibra should make ground on top of the water.
How does it work with the Seder? Kizokif, so you already put your foot down.
Zaki, if you stand up. No, before that, you put your feet down and then you stand. Right. You're saying you stood up, but then.
Your back straightening out and your feet are landing on the ground.
Don't make up things.
Okay, I don't know. It's a good question.
Look, it's together. It's together. You got to pick one. If you would pick the other one, you
first
the other
put
one.
your foot down and then you get up from the bed.
Yeah, okay.
So in other words, David.
You sat up, your back straightened up.
Kimaski, when he starts walking, Leima Baruch Mechem Sali Gover. Shnei Baruch Mechem Sali Gover.
The things are important because some brachas, 1 second, see. Some brachas, if you say before the others, so shyly if you can read, go back. Am I right?
Some of them, yes.
Listen.
Kisayim Esani, when you put on your shoes, Lema Baruch Shasli called Sarki, they usually give me all my needs. Ki Aser Hamaini, when he puts on his argument, whether it's a belt or whether it's your pants, Lema Baruch Israel shall be Gevurah, that the Ibra was girded you with strength. Ki para sudra al reisha lema baruch ite yisal b'sifara. You should make a bracha ite yisal b'sifara, and it goes on. Yeah. When you wash your hand, so it goes for all the different brachas. So regarding before ki asa hamaini, when you put on hamaini, so the Raiva teaches that it means it's a pair of pants, and the Rambam teaches it means a belt. So a Raya from the Avudraham says the Cheres Mashma like the Rambam is right, because which bracha comes first, right? When it's earlier we already may say the bracha ki maski leima baruch mechem misali gover. So you're already starting to walk beforehand. So it's mistaba, it's only the belt.
And you also said mal bisharum.
Right.
So if so, why wouldn't it be the belt right after your pants, according to him that's asking this question?
You're right. I thought it was a good right for the Rambam. If you already start walking,
it could have been
the belt times with the belt around all the clothing, the gargle.
Everything.
No, belts on your pants.
So whatever it goes.
Talking about a time when you didn't wear the.
So it should have said pants and then.
No, he's translating belt.
He's saying it means pants.
Mal bisharum we already said before. So I mean, what did you put on then? No.
So this is the Seder of the brachas, that it goes through it. So the seems like as it goes on throughout the day, you're supposed to make the brachas as they come up. So the Rambam says, he walks into the shul, and people are just knocking off the brachas one after another, so he doesn't know what's going on. The second Maramakim, Rambam writes, Nagwa Ambareva Rinu Lavarich Birchas Elu Zu Achar. They do one after another, but Beis HaKnesses. Not only that, Bein is Chayva Behen, Bein Lein is Chayva Behen. V'tos hu ve'ein roi lansis kein v'lo yivarech bracha el im ken is chayv. So the Rambam has two tainas. First of all, you're not supposed to knock them off one after another, so you're only supposed to make these brachas as they come up. And second of all, you can only make it if it actually happened to you.
I could say it for somebody else. The chayv part I have more answers on.
So
I did it yesterday, I'm going to do it tomorrow, the next time, my friend, my mother, my brother.
By the time you're in shul, you're usually mechuyev in the bracha.
Yeah, but if you miss
except
one,
the chicken part. Except the chicken part.
Somebody woke you up. Your alarm clock.
So L'cheda the Rambam's understanding. So the Shaila.
The birds, the pigeons, yeah.
So this argument is really getting to what is the gather of these Birchas Hashachar. So the L'cheda the Rambam's understanding that Birchas Hanenin, just like before you eat something, you have to make a bracha, and if you didn't eat it, you make a bracha, and you can't make a shahakal if you're not eating anything. And when you do make the bracha, and when you are eating, the bracha has to be right then. You can't make a bracha later. It has to be your shas ma'isa. So L'cheda the Rambam's understanding of these brachas, Al-Derech, they're similar to like a Birchas Hanenin. While it's coming up, you have to make the brachas. L'cheda, this is how the Rambam is understanding. Just like mezainis, all these things that you make a brachas for Hana. These are also brachas as you have for Hana, for the pleasures you have.
That they're siddur shvacha.
So that's what they're going to come on to. So the Tur
says no go or
right?
Where did they get it from?
Also, we're going to see. 1 second. We're coming on to that. So the Tur makes a shikol pshara. The Tur says it depends which brachis. Some of the brachis are birchas ne'enin, and that he agrees with the Ramban that you shouldn't make it unless it became applicable. And some of them, he says, some of them are only shevach. Some of the brachis says are birchas hashevach. You're praising the Eibusher for the way he runs the world, everything so well.
Together, or it's half, or it's a dividing line somewhere in the brachas. He didn't say which or which.
It's a shikol, a mix.
Okay.
Let's look in the third Maramak in the Tur writes, all the brachis which are for the Seder, the way the Sidur Ha'ilam V'han Hagasei, and the way the Eibusher runs it, Kagayna, like Hai Neshama, you think the Eibusher that you woke up, that they have chickens and it becomes light, that you had there is a ground to walk on, the Eibusher prepares everyone's footsteps, that you shouldn't change even if you didn't hear the rooster. Even if you didn't hear the rooster, so even if you didn't walk on the ground, you still make a bracha because the Baruch Hashem there's ground on the water, on top of the water to walk on.
So in other words, you're thankful that you woke up, you turned to the left, you didn't hit wood, and you turned to the right, you didn't hit wood.
Right. So he says it depends which brachas. Some of the brachas, which are the fact that the world is still intact and everything's fine, those brachas you can make. But the brachas which are for the pleasures that you had, you shouldn't make those brachas unless you enjoyed it. For like what? You're still lying in your bed. But any levish, you didn't put on any clothes. You didn't put on your belt. And you didn't put on your hat, so you don't make the brachas.
So this is very interesting. Is a chayla that's in a hospital or in bed, whatever. Somebody that's bedridden, that's not getting up and around.
So according to the Torah, he's not going to make the bracha. Malbisharumim, he's not going to make.
He has to skip stuff. So
according to the Torah, he's not going to make the bracha.
Find out what's the psak.
So the Kolbe brings and he says the minhag is that we do all brachas. We treat all brachas like Birchas Hashachar. All brachas are Birchas Hashachar and Haidat Hashem, and therefore the Kolbe brings down is that we make all brachas.
Why we say it all together is something too hard for us to do one at a time when it happens. We'll get to that.
So
why we do it one? I'm just,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll get
so there's the third.
It's too hard for us.
So
it's too complicated.
So the third Marimakin, the fourth Marimakin, the Kolbe writes. And I make all the brachas whether you became obligated or not. All these brachas are all just to praise the Eibusher.
None of it's on
it's all praising the Eibusher. The other Goinim were Nemanic, they're caveat to do like this. He's not making the bracha only for himself. For the whole world, he's blessing the Eibusher. Also, kol hatevis v'chasadim ha'ilim tamid l'kol.
Siddur shvach of shamakim. I mean, whether you actually did it today or not, it's not relevant.
Other people. You don't have clothes today. Other people have clothes. The Eibusher
people do on a daily basis.
It's Shabbat. It's not your anah.
Right. We're thanking Hashem for this.
And how can you make the bracha later? You make the bracha b'shas ma'isa. So also once you say that these brachas are only birchas hashevach, it's not a birchas hanor, birchas hamitzvah, so you can make the bracha later. You can always praise the Eibusher, even if it's later, even if it didn't happen. There's no problem. You can always make these brachas. And that's the Rosh in the fifth Maramakim explains this. The Rosh writes, "V'hoda aminan in Psachim kol habrachis kulan mavarchim aliyan over lasi yasan." All brachas you have to make them. You have to make the bracha on the mitzvah before you do it. So also over here, how can you make the bracha after it happened? So eine Birchas mitzvah she'imer behem v'tzivanu, then tzarich levarich lahakadosh baruch hu tchilu al ma shezivanu v'kiravna v'yidasein. Aval bracha shel haidaya v'shevach. When it comes to brachas of praising the Eibusher, saying thank you, kugein elu yachol levarich achakein. You can say you can make the bracha even after already happened.
This also answers why we don't have to do it as we're getting up. And this was not about us. It's not about us. It's Shevach. Just like we're saying Shemoneh and Shevach, then you don't have to do it as you're getting up.
It explains why you could do it, but the Shaila is talking why did we change?
No,
why did we do it?
It's not about us. It's not about us when we put on this and when we step. It's about the Shevach today. Just say it when you're Yushiv and you come to Shul and you're all ready and you wash Negel and you're good. Say a proper brachas all at one time.
Oh, so there are two other reasons I brought down by the Rishonim. One of them is famous by Rabbeinu Yena that first of all we can't make the brachas right in the morning because we don't go to sleep. We don't make sure our hands are not clean in the morning. Right? The times in the Gemara people they were very careful. They wash their hands before they went to sleep, and they'll make sure when they slept they didn't touch any covered parts of their bodies. So in the morning they were able to make brachas. There's no problem. They didn't need to do Nitil Sidaim.
But we have to right there bed. We could do it. We could lean down, do Nagvas, and then do it all in a proper way. Maybe they didn't have water right then.
So that was one reason. The second reason is also because there are amiladas. So much of the people didn't know the brachas, so therefore they would wait till they went to shul, and they went to shul. They were not going to the brachas one after another, and the people who didn't know the brachas would also be able to be yitzah hearing the brachas. They would do it in shul in order that
you say it in whatever language you know, and it's
So it's a lot of brachas. Besides for the rest of the davening, they have to remember also all the brachas.
So it's better to mumble it and say them all 20 at a time and mean nothing by it than to say the ones that you understand and know.
Why are we mumbling?
Yeah, but
why are we mumbling? Because we're saying 20 things at a time and you're saying it every day. It's meaningless. It's meaningless. It means more when I put on my bells and I say it's so big Buddha. No, to have a way not to mumble it and do it in a meaningful way as it's happening, I'd rather do it that way. When I say Mechaya Mesim, I have no choice. I can't be Mechaya Mesim. Say it.
You're in your house and you're this, it's dark.
So this.
Say Maidani. I say it as it's happening. I don't say Maidani in shul. I say it as it's happening. It means something to me.
That's exactly what.
But when I mumble all the brachas, it doesn't mean so much.
We were Mesakin
So.
Why the rest of them wasn't a Mesakin as I got up? It means something. Maidani means to me more than Mechaya Mesim. Even though Mechaya Mesim is one of the three, but
is Mechaya Mesim too.
Yeah, but it's happening. It's happening. It's live. It's real.
That's the problem that you don't think that waking up in the morning is not Mechaya Mesim.
So this is a machlekes about what is the get of Birchas Hashachar? Are they Birchas Hanin like the Rambam? Are they Birchas
Right. So if it's Shavach, then it makes sense.
Shelo Yisani Goy is nicht Birchas Hanenim.
Yes, it's Birchas Hashavach.
Huh?
Shelo Yisani Goy is nicht Birchas Hanenim.
What's a big Birchas Hanenim?
So the minhag lapels we make all brachas in the morning. Beinis chayva v'hen, leinis chayva v'hen, like the kolvi. Our minhag is like the kolvi. We make all the brachas beinis chayva v'hen, leinis chayva.
Why? Because it's al Shavach.
Yeah, it's al Shavach. Saying it's better if you could do it beforehand. It'll be better. I'm saying better to go to the bathroom before making Asher Yotzar. So you'll be so the cholies is fine. But so we try to make ourselves beinis chayva. Make our din. Even if we didn't, we make the brachas anyways. So now let's get into more of the pratistic of brachas. What do the nusachs mean?
Then you get into the differences in minhagim of say brachas when you're at home. Before you go out of the house, for anything you say brachas. After you wash your hands again, not the Sidayim, and you say brachas. Or you come into shul and you say it.
All right,
Or the chaf says a nice thing, like the amen, like bad under. It sounds not bad, that one. It doesn't sound like such a bad thing. Okay, right.
So let's get into the nusach of the brachas. So first of all, we say Baruch Ata Hashem, I bless you, the Eibusher. So what's the that we're giving the Eibusher brachas? What are we doing? So Avudraham Tais Pashat. They says no, we're not giving brachas. It's not that we're blessing. We're not giving brachas to the Eibusher.
What's wrong with giving brachas to the Eibusher?
The Eibusher needs our brachas. What does the Eibusher need our brachas?
You take away a lot of what we do.
Don't say that, okay?
What we do.
Don't say that.
The day will be a lot shorter.
Guy, all right?
So Avudraham teaches that when we say Baruch, we're saying that it's the title. We're saying the Eibusher is Baruch. The Eibusher is the makar of all brachas. It's not that we're giving him brachas.
Bisgeret 100%. Im tzodakto, matitam lo.
Yeah, it's like matitam. So in the 6th Makkah, Avudraham teaches, Baruch ini lashim poyel. It's not that you're doing something. Just like all the Eibusher racham and chanun. Shehu asme hu makar habrachas ve'inu mekabel ma'achidim. So he teaches brachas. The Eibush is saying the Makkah, Eibush is Makkah. The brachas not pshat that he needs to get it from Achirim. There's also another pshat, the Shalom. I saw brought down Taichas that bracha is also, I think Chassidus also brings down that it's a lashon like a brecha, a hashpa and a hamshacha, like a brecha, a thing of mine. So through the bracha, he's through giving brachas to Eibush. You're mamshech hamshach and a hashpa. Yeah, and there's what's the lashon nusach asher kitshanu b'mitzvaysav. So on the next page he goes on asher kitshanu b'mitzvaysav al shem hiskadashim v'isen kadeshim. Right, the Eibush says he should be kodesh. V'al shem liyasli am kadesh should be hilkaneshim v'lishmer mitzvaysav. It brings another taish v'ishma farshin shu lashon erusin v'kiddushin shekitshan hakadosh baruch hu liyisrael b'mitzvaysav.
So we got to keep the connection.
Yeah, so two taish, either the lashon of heidlikayt that we're different, we're separate, or is a taish that is a kiddushin that we're married to the Eibush through the mitzvahs. This is the Avudarm. Yeah.
That's what Chassidus gets these things from.
Yes, everything's in the Rishonim.
What do you think? Chassidus made up things?
No, it's good to know the Makkah for it.
There's he gets into an interesting shayla. He says if you think about the diktuk of we say Baruch Ata, right? So we're talking lashon neichach. He's talking directly to the Eibush. Asher kidshanu. Then we start talking lashon nister, which we say blessed are you, and then we say which he sanctified us with his mitzvahs.
What should we say?
We say which you, kiddush tanu, kiddush tanu. You sanctify us on mitzvahs. Why are we changing?
We changed the
Instead of kidshanu, instead of a third tense, we should say kiddush tanu. You're talking straight to the Eibush. So Baruch Ata, you're talking straight to the Eibush, and then you change. You say which he. Blessed are you, who Melech Ha'ilam, who he sanctified us with our mitzvahs.
Kiddashtonu, chazok no ivrit. Kiddashtonu is lashon avar. Kiddashonu is lashon hoive.
But is this?
Ich had no ivrit. I'm not going to. I don't know.
No, I could have said kiddashtanu b'mitzvah sachar. That's Heva. The Heva part I would have accomplished with mitzvah sachar.
Gam yavar.
But mitzvah sachar is Heva.
So
it's not a paula.
He's saying it's a different.
Mitzvah is a anaida. So it's not a paula.
So Avudarm brings on a taish.
I can't say a bagel oval. A bagel is a bagel. Mitzvah is a mitzvah.
Yeah, there's no Heva. There's no Heva. Good. So it's always.
So Kiddush, he says Kiddush Tonu is iloshin oval. So you want oiver.
So the Avudarm.
Shakol nihiya or nihiyeh. It's also again over oiver.
So the Avudarm brings on beer. There's no room on the paper from the Rival. He says the reason is because the Eibush is both. The Eibush is noichach and nister. He's here and he's not here at the same time. Why? Because he's nigla mitzan ma'asav. Mitzan the ma'asav, the things he does in the world, we see him. He's obvious. He makes the world runs. And you wake up in the morning, the sun rises. And on the other hand, nister mitzan the likusar. But the Eibush himself, he can't see. So there's both. On one hand, the Eibush is nigla because he can see all the mice and everything he does. Therefore, you say Baruch Ata. On the other hand, he's also nister because the Eibush himself, he can't see. So that's how he's masbeh the two different lashonis in the bracha. And that's b'cholos. That's the nusach bracha, the Baruch Ata Hashem, Asher Kidshanu. So now getting into what's in the first bracha, Aneis Nasach Vivina. So also what's Sechvi? Aneis Nasach Vivina. The Eibush gave the Sechvi Bina.
In some Sidurim you go Sechvi refers to us, anas, not a chicken.
Oh yeah, so the Rosh teaches, so Rashi teaches that Sechvi is a chicken. They were praising the Eibush that the chicken could tell, the Rishon could tell the difference between day and night. But the Rosh brings a different teaching. No, Sechvi means the leiv, the heart, that we're able to understand. We're able to understand the difference between day and night. Like in the 7th Maramach, in the Rosh teaches, Nikra Sechvi v'lashin ha-mikra, tichsiv mi nasan la-sechvi bina. V'ha-leiv hu ha-mevin. The leiv is the Sechvi is the leiv. He's the one that understands. V'al yidei ha-bina adam ma'afchim bein yom uvein layla. So what's the connection to the rooster? Why do you make this bracha? Why say you should make this bracha when you hear the rooster? When we pnei shatarnagol mevin gamkein, because it could also understand about Arabian and Arabic, koidon tarnagol sechvi. Therefore, skina bracha zu la'imra b'shmias kol hatarnagol.
Trying to mix both together.
It happened to be a fit together. The ikar pshat is going on your leave, on your heart. Since it happens to be that sechvi also means tarnagol, and that's.
So we say it when the tarnagol.
Yeah,
we do it at that time.
But the tarnagol makes the noise before it's daytime.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And that's why.
So then it's a problem.
So, du lebst in der Country, wie weißt du?
It's a fact. Tanagol is very early. Go to Nimni in the backyard.
יש לו תרנגול שם?
לא, תרנגול אחד, יש לו 50.
It's the beginning of day. Lav dafka is mantfila, whatever.
It's not nuts. It ain't nuts that he's crowing.
It's the beginning of
Much
day.
earlier.
If it's hoping that you have to, the person knows. Okay. At the beginning of the day, it's still middle of the night.
It's not the person knows, the chicken knows.
No,
Oh, you
the
think it's
person
the
knows.
person knows?
According to the Rosh, that's what the person knows.
It's the beginning of day.
It's still nighttime.
It doesn't do it at 12 o'clock at night.
It does it about 2 hours before it gets light.
Good, that's considered the beginning of day.
Okay.
Lagab it is.
But it's not Nahafkin.
It is Havkin. It's Havkin when it's 2 hours before you call the beginning of day.
Because the shaila is when are you allowed?
The rooster senses the morning coming.
When already you allowed to start saying brachas? If I wake up at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, am I allowed to say
According
brachas?
to the Rosh or according to the one of the...
When are you allowed to say brachas?
After Chatzos, I think.
After Chatzos?
You slept and now you're up for the day, then that's when you say brachas.
So see the levush next bracha, the reikar aras almaim. The rest of the Ibishter for having land on the ground. So he's must be very nice. What's the bracha? He says the worst of the nace that the Ibishter did. Usually the ground sinks to the bottom and water rises. So I think the Ibishter that he made it, that he changed the teva around, that the ground should be on top and the water should be on bottom. Hey, in 8th Makim, reikar aras almaim. Pirush losei shevach l'shem yisbarach she'raka aras al hamayim. Hebach tivei kidei shuchla bris l'lechas alan. Right, I was able to go on it. Naturally, the way it should be is that the water should be surrounding the earth. We wouldn't be able to live. Therefore, we thank the Eibishter for doing this, for changing the teva that the ground should be on top of the water. That's Reika Aras Almayim. And next bracha sha'asali kol tzarki. So for some reason, what's the connection with sha'asali kol tzarki with your shoes? All my tzarki, make me shoes. And so on kedei that on Tisha B'av, right? We don't make a bracha because sha'asali kol tzarki is we're not wearing our leather shoes. So Avudarham explains sha'asali kol tzarki in the 9th Makim sha'koz mashu yachif in yachal lotzis v'asis tzracha v'tzarchi beisi. Because you can't do it, you can't go outside, you can't do all your tzarchim until you have your shoes on. Once your shoes are on his kilo, all your tzrachim are made, and everything is taken care of.
Is there a bracha about food in the morning? No.
No.
Food is as your nana, because that's mamish nan.
Right, you see, you make
that's
a
not part
mamish.
This goes to the argument that that's all to the shvacha and nanny is.
If it means shoes, why doesn't it just say shoes?
So
maybe it means more than shoes. I'm saying, why do you limit it? If it limited, it could have said shoes.
He's saying it's much greater. It's not just saying shoes. The shoes bring you all your tzrachim. Because you have your shoes, it brings you.
Not shoes because it's much more encompassing.
So don't even say shoes.
It's not.
It does say it's shoes. It's your shoes, so you can get to do everything else.
You know why? Because it says in the Gemara, a person should sell everything and buy shoes because the bottom of the feet is the most important part of your body. Because if you don't walk proper,
the Kutei Marich brings on someone who says such a pshat. What's asli kol tzarki? Because Taka says that you should sell. If you didn't have shoes, you should sell everything you need to get yourself shoes. That's why you say asli kol tzarki, because your shoes is more important.
I'm trying to understand it later.
Because if you didn't have shoes,
reflexology.
Because if you,
it's a big chacham.
A lot of people live without shoes. They go barefoot some countries.
He explains to his Taka, if you didn't have shoes, your Taka need to sell all your tzrachim, sell everything you have in order to just get yourself shoes. That's why asli called tzarchi. Because you have your shoes, now you can keep everything else you have.
Als in der Zweite Weltmilchome, the important thing was a Mensch hat gehabt, ist gewinnt Schich. Und Schich hat sich gekannt gehen, the German can come as nicht gekannt das Leben.
So we're making a bracha for the Germans when the Germans are here.
Nein, nicht for the Germans, for the
Germans here we need shoes.
The Schuch is gewinnt so important. So.
They were running in the woods. They were walking in the desert. They were running in the woods and in the snow.
That's what I was saying about the Africans.
Let's go weiter on to some more brachas.
Yeah.
So you make the brachas Eizer Yisrael b'Gevura and Eiter Yisrael b'Sifara. So the Bach has a shayla why we put on clothes already. So we already made an alvi sharim. Why are you making another bracha for clothes? And also, why is it Afki Yisrael, Eiter Yisrael? Everyone wears clothes. So the Bach teaches that no, the belt and the hat is something unique that you didn't have to wear. The 10th Marmakim writes, Niralin, Yisrael tzrichin sheyia aleim chagura tamidi. You always need to have the belt on them. Shelo yehei libei reyas ha'erva. Because during davening, your heart, you can't, if you're wearing one long cloak, your heart can't see your erva. There has to be something separating in between them. You have to also be wearing a hat or a yarmulke because of the shechina which is on top of us. You also Yidden are very careful to always have a belt and to have a yarmulke. That's why these two things are unique and they have their own bracha, because this makes us different from the goyim.
It's not a general bracha, but it's specific to Yisrael.
Yeah, something unique to the Yidden. So that's the nusach why it's not Yisrael.
A real snagid would take off his belt by davening, no?
Because the shayla nowadays that we have tight pants, that we already have something which is mafsik. We're not wearing a long gown. So do you still need to wear a gartel? So the hell we hold that you take your still need a gartel. Yeah, we also
the waistband.
They wear it long.
Yeah. So even though it's not leave it's mafsik between the erva, but it's a ma'aseh Yerushalayim, it's hachana, getting ready to davening. So next, the Bach has another. Get some chance of the brachas about Shalei Asani Goy, Shalei Asani Isha, Shalei Asani Ovid. So the Bach's
asking, why don't we say?
Yeah, why are you making? You didn't make me this. You know, make a bracha Asani Yisrael. You made me a Yid. Why do you make all that? You didn't make me a Goy. You didn't make me a Efrei. You didn't make me a Evid. Just say that. I gave you making me a Yid. So he teaches. He gives two pirushim. One is that the Gemara says that we would have been better off not being born. Now that we're in this world, we get into issues. We get into problems.
Oh, wow.
We would have been better off not being born. So therefore, we say now that we're born, we think the Eivisha at least he didn't make us a guy or.
Wow. So what's the lashon we say?
It's still negative. Doesn't answer the question.
What do we say?
The whole being born is negative.
Yoiter toivlo. Yoiter toivlo lo odom shelo iniv. The
first ket on the 11th Marmakim, Vish Makshin Amai Leitikun Varach Shasani Yisrael, Mafarsham Derech Maim Razal, Noyach Leil Odin Shloi Nivra Misha Nivra Kulun. V'zei Chavim Bracha Zeil. This is Prat in the Bracha is Kulimar. Me eating Shloi Sa'ani. Halavai Deibisha didn't create me. V'achar Shasani Deibisha did create me. Avarechas Hashem Shloi Sani Goyev the Geludim my Evid.
Beautiful way of thanking Hashem.
The best of all these.
Beautiful way of thanking.
The best of all these.
What a way to thank him, man.
So the left-handed comment.
But he's not satisfied with that pshat. So the Bach gives another pshat. He says no, because we want to be mefarat. We want to give as much shevach as we could. And if you make Asani Yisrael, so that'll just be one bracha. We wouldn't be able to go any further. He says, "The im hayu mevarsh Asani Yisrael, shuvay hayu yachal mevarsh Asani ben chayrin." You don't make ben chayrin, meaning shalei Asani Eved.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's
the
not
lashon Asani Yisrael shekvar beirach mashmai ben chayrin mashmai nami ish Yisrael. He says that Yisrael means Asai Yid, you're ben chayrin, you're a ish, and you're not an Eved. So if you we want to be mefarat.
Many Yisrael who are big slaves.
Yeah. There's
slaves to the cell phone, slaves to other things.
But it's a Yisrael.
So the fact he says we want to say as much brachas as we could. So therefore we split it up. He didn't make us like this. He didn't make us like that. If we just made Shasani Yisrael, that would just be one brach instead of making three. He ends off. So you just make one. The ain't like having a single lekatzer. We're not trying to be mekatzer to knock them quickly. We want to praise Yibusha more. Chesed bracha b'ifnei atzma.
Pinchas.
Maybe.
So the Kutim Marich as a Shaila L'chira, you make that how many? It's something that happened once. Yibusha made us a Yid once, made us on the first day we were born, and it's not something that renews every day. Every bracha we make in the morning, because the Yibusha it's something that renews. Yibusha we put on clothes.
What?
This last one.
So why just make the bracha? Why are we making this bracha every day for not making us a goy, not making us a free?
Because we're getting created every day.
He's saying, "It's shaykh v'emuna."
No, we don't look up the Torah this Shabbos.
So the Kutim Aruch brings down from like the Magen Avraham explains how the bracha we're making shleisani goy, shleisani eved. That we're thinking the Eibush that the neshama of the goy and the eved didn't stick to us in the morning. So I guess somehow it's shaykh when you wake up in the morning. Somehow a neshama of a goy or eved could cling to your neshama.
Well,
so we're thinking the Eibush that it didn't.
People behave sometimes.
So
in the
12th Marim, so he writes, "L'chayda kasha b'shleima b'shar bracha birchas hashachar shaykh levarach b'chol yom." You can make them every day. V'ashenki birchas shleisani goy v'chein birchas isha ve'eved. L'chayda, why are you making it every day? Says of Magen Avraham, he writes b'shem hamikubalim kasav the brachis elu al shalim nidbak banu v'layla nishmas goy
nishmas eved. Giving back on the neshama, we have to thank them that we didn't get stuck with their goy.
I understand. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you don't understand the Gemara.
He ends up in the Lashon. He says, and if you're wondering,
He didn't want to say that. Huh? He didn't want to say that.
I didn't quote the end of the Lashon, but he ends off and Taka. How do you know Taka and Neshama didn't stick to you? So he says, look in the Siddur of the Ramak, and you'll find. If you're worried, look in the Siddur of Ramak, and you'll find Margul Lanasha. He'll calm you down. I don't know. So he says, go look in the Siddur from the Ramak. I don't know. He didn't say.
Oh, you don't look. Come on.
Go look in the Ramak, and it'll calm you down.
Okay, we have to look.
One.
We say with the Zichikite that it didn't happen.
You have to Google there. Look up.
There's. They get into what was. So
I don't say that maybe he didn't.
They get into what bracha. So Isha doesn't make shaliyas. Isha, I can't make shaliyas on Isha. So what bracha does she make a bracha instead? So some people say that they make a bracha shasani kiritzoyin, right? So like kishem shem al. It's just like you give bracha for the toiv, so you give bracha al haram. You're matzlik all of a sudden. There's the Kutim Aruch. The Kutim Aruch brings down. Yeah, the Kutim Aruch brings down from the Leket Yesher that some people had nusach that the woman would make a bracha shleisani behema. So this they had nusach shleisani. So I showed it to my wife and she said only ladies can make that bracha.
Can't make that bracha.
Right, that's what I was saying. The men can't make all men should think except their husbands.
Yeah.
See it?
See it?
Make a bracha and then